Hello Affinity designers. In this video we're going to look at how to convert a stock image into 5 different illustration styles, and in doing so just give some insight how I approach this kind of issue using reference to create something new. Let's jump in. So this is a bottle I just got from the stock studio, and I start by looking at what makes a glass bottle a glass bottle. How do the reflections work? You might get several different stock items just to see how light is different, but once you've done that, you just want to start paying attention to the details, because illustration, especially if you're not going for a photorealistic illustration, is all about finding the details that you're going to exaggerate and emphasize. So in this one, I'm looking at how the shadows and highlights transition around the bottle, where the reflections are, where the shadows are. I notice at the bottom where there's thicker glass, it's going to obstruct the light, and that curve at the edge of the glasses is also going to obstruct the light. So I start by analyzing the form, analyzing the light, and then you have to decide what your level of abstraction is. I'm going to give 5 levels here in this video. The first one is basically an icon, a black and white image. It could be like a logo. The second is a simple illustration. In this case, I'm thinking of something kind of geometric. And there's an icon. I'm just going to kind of draw a black and white. What do you need? What details do you need to communicate the bottle? And for an icon, you just want to find the bare minimum. And then for a simple illustration, you go a little deeper. You have the basic shapes. You might incorporate color. You might create a style. I'm going to use like a geometric style for this one. And then the final 3 are a range from semi-realistic to photorealistic. And the example I give in this one is kind of like a few steps below completely photorealistic. If I was more skilled or had more time, I might try to go add more layers, more complexity, but I think you'll get the point. And really this video is about helping you develop your own approach to illustration. So here is a kind of stylized, simple illustration, and then the final 3 versions are going to be degrees of photorealism. And then after I've decided on what I want to do, then of course you want to fit the object into your overall design. So, you know, unless you want to draw the bottle exactly as it appears here, are you going to tilt it in space? Is it going to be spilled? Is it going to be broken over someone's head, you know, in like a comic situation? So what's the setting of the object? You're going to have to figure out how to take all that abstraction and simplification and fit it. And for example, here are some bottles. You can tilt it in space. Learning how to analyze the shape gives you confidence as you rotate it in space. If you can find an example, then that's fantastic, but sometimes you just have to work with one photo reference and then extrapolate from there. So here are these 5 levels. From left to right, I've got the icon or logo version. The green bottle is kind of a stylized, cartoony, geometric shape, not totally perfect perspective, but that's kind of the style I'm going for. And then from the middle to the right are 3 versions using the basic form, and I've just continued to add layers of complexity to make the bottle more realistic. On the far right, I've put a whiskey or a scotch into the bottle, and I've added a background and some reflection just again to put it in a setting. Here's a glimpse of the wireframes for these guys. They're just simple vectors with overlapping paths, some appearances, colors, a little bit of texture and blurring applied. For the cork on the far right, I added some wood overlay, but basically it's the vectors, so and with a lot of opacity. So that's it for this video. If you're interested in seeing the process of making that far right bottle, let me know in the comments. If you learned something, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.